What a pretty day. Morning, folks. That awful noise you hear, I'm pumping the water out of this main line for the irrigation system. When we put this in, they didn't put a drain valve in it. I don't really know why. And it is buried under the ground, but it's not very deep. I kind of think it would freeze. It's only about 2 or 3 feet down. Well, this summer, I'm thinking what we should do is probably dig this up and put a valve in there, just a ball valve that you can turn with a, with a rod. But until then, the last few years I've got a little 12-volt electric pump and pumped it out that way, but my pump burned up. It was just a just a Harbor Freight special. It wasn't very good, but this one, I bought this the other day from the hardware store. It just runs on a drill. My drill doesn't stay running though. I don't know if it's just running low on battery juice or maybe it's getting hot. I don't know. But anyway, I can't go very far from this because it I gotta keep an eye on it. Yeah, dang thing quit again. I don't really know why. It must be getting hot. Is it? If you let it sit a second, it goes again. I don't know. I have an inverter. I gotta find a plug-in electric drill, then I can run it off the truck. Anyway, while I'm sitting here, I thought I would show you a couple of things I found. It says here, Alaska trappers catch one of the biggest wolves ever recorded. Shortly before Christmas, 2 trappers snared a giant wolf and rushed it to weigh it on a certified scale. Let's see, kind of a lot of glare in here. Well, you can kind of see it. This here on December 22nd, I received a message from a local Fairbanks trapper who I've known for years. It included a photo of an enormous black wolf he and his trapping partner had just caught, as well as the scale it was hanging from. It displayed 152 pounds. We're taking it to get it weighed on a certified scale right now, he wrote. I knew, as well as he did, that this could be one of the largest wolves ever recorded. Morgan Evans and Bob Stanley have been running a recreational trap line in the area for many years, according to Evans, a fact that I can verify because I used to run a marten line next to their territory. They've trapped many wolves over the years, which were abundant in the area, but they knew they had something special this time. Evans told me that the heaviest wolf they had ever caught before was 118 pounds. A normal top-end weight for a really big male wolf. After deducting the weight of the plastic sled it was set on, the wolf weighed an incredible 149.6 pounds on a certified scale. It was weighed by Al Barrett, who is also a trapper, fur tanner, and current Alaska Board of Game member. Al has handled hundreds, if not thousands, of wolves in his career and told Evans that the heaviest he'd seen was in the 130 to 140 pound range. And I wish there wasn't so much glare here. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's pretty impressive picture. Okay, so how big do wolves get? That's a question that will summon all sorts of answers, but few are based on reality. In social media and internet forums, you'll hear tales of wolves weighing over 200 pounds, but none of those have been verified and most certainly are a myth. Jack Whitman, one of the best wolf trappers that's ever been, he told me all those 200-pound and over wolves that you hear caught, they're all caught in bars. But, let's see. Depends on Google. If you depend on Google, you will read that the average Mackenzie Valley male wolf, another name for the same subspecies that inhabits northwestern Canada and Alaska, averages 175 pounds. That is false. If you talk to experienced wolf trappers, the heaviest wolves usually weigh in the 120 to 130 pound range, but aren't common. Through my own trapping and the years I spent skinning wolves, wolverines, lynx, and other Alaska fur bearers for a local fur buyer, I've handled approximately 375 wolves myself. The largest I ever saw was a blue color phase wolf that a friend found dead and frozen. He was investigating a flock of ravens he saw perched in some brush that had been attracted to the carcass. We couldn't determine its cause of death, but assumed that it had been shot and lost, asserting that a visible wound found was a bullet hole that had been opened up by the ravens. It weighed 123 pounds on my scale. I have only seen 4 or 5 wolves that broke the 120-pound mark. And my pump just quit. This time it's running slow enough that the water's not pumping. I think that battery's needing charged. But anyway, the wolves in this area, they average about 70 pounds. 100 pounds is really pretty big for a wolf around here, but you hear of them 110, 120, 100 and a quarter even. On average, though, they kind of seem to run on the small side. I think it's partly because they don't they don't get to live long enough to grow that much bigger. You hear some over 100 pounds quite often, though, and whether or not that's actual weight or just a guess, it's kind of hard to say. Cordless drills are great, but I don't think they're meant to run non-stop that long. So I have an inverter that changes the 12-volt power from my battery to 110. It's enough to run that drill. This other drill, I think it's just kind of worn out. It wouldn't run that one. So, here we go. We're pumping again. So then, a few days ago, I don't remember what we were doing. Something to do with Cindy's chickens, I think. I don't remember. But I went to check on our bees. It was a nice day, and I didn't see them flying. I figured, well, I better open up the lid and see how they are. And we lost them. They're all dead, every last one of them. Well, that was a very disappointing deal, and we have not had very good luck with bees. The first couple of years we did it, we had really good luck. We were up to 5 hives, and things were going good. We had too many bees, but now it's not that way. So I'm just going to show you this. Now it went away. What happened here? Oh, here we go. Anyway, I found this on the phone the other day too. It says that the national, probably just lost it again. National survey indicates highest bee colony losses in years. A variety of factors may have impacted the amount of bee colony losses. A recent recently released annual U.S. beekeeping survey indicates the highest colony losses since the 2010-2011 beekeeping season, when colony loss rates were first determined. U.S. beekeepers lost an estimated 55.1% of their managed bee colonies in 2023-2024. So over half of them died. 14.8 percentage points more than the 13-year average annual loss rate of 40.3%. The surge in colony losses was driven largely by losses among commercial beekeepers managing more than 500 colonies. Backyard beekeepers traditionally experience greater losses than commercial beekeepers, but this time around it was flipped. The commercial beekeepers lost more, said Goff Williams, an associate professor at Auburn University and director of the Auburn University Bee Lab. Anyway, it keeps going, but the guy that has been helping us with our bees, make sure that thing's still pumping, he has made his entire living off of beekeeping for more than 30 years. And he's good at it. At one time, he had over 1,000 beehives. And he puts his money up in 55-gallon drums, and there's a lot of them. I mean, it's impressive. Somewhere, I'll try to find it and add it to the end of this video, but I did a video on his place and his beekeeping operation. It's worth looking at if you're at all interested. But he has since retired and sold most of his bees. He kept back about 100 hives, which is still a whole lot of work. Not compared to 1,000 maybe, but it's still a whole lot of work. And the guy that bought him, I guess he had a lot of losses this year, and so did Dan, the guy that's been helping us. So it makes me feel a little bit better that we're not alone, but dang, we've got a lot of money invested in these bees, and it's really kind of a lot harder thing than people realize. Everybody thinks you just get some bees and you set them off to the side and you rob their honey once a year. You don't do anything to them. There is a ton of stuff to know. And I mean, even if you're good at it, it's not an easy deal. It's fun. I really kind of enjoy it, but I think we're done with the bees. Like I said, we've spent a lot of money. We've bought queens at $40 each. $40 for a little bitty bug. You figure per pound, compared to a beef bowl, that's like $1 million bowl, probably more than that, if you average it out per pound. But when you first buy bees, they come in what they call a nuke. It's usually 3 or 4 of those little frames, the trays that hang up and down, full of bees and a queen. And you got to put them in a box, and they build from there. And usually those are $150, something like that. The bee boxes themselves, some of the ones we have I made, but they're probably $50 or so a piece. And then all the little trays, the frames, those cost extra, and the bee suits, and it's expensive. We got a lot of money wrapped up into very little honey return. So, I think we're done with the bees. So far, this thing's pumping a lot better than that other drill did. Well, anyway, there's a couple other things on here. Let me see what else I can find. Okay, it says the world's first 1,000-inch buck. But why? It's game farmed. I don't know how they get them to grow extra antler. But look at this picture. I ain't gonna blow it up. Can you believe that those are antlers? Holy smokes. I mean, that thing, it better have good neck muscles. Anyway, not much of a video, folks. I'm just sitting out here watching water pump. So I hope you all had a good New Year's and a safe New Year's and didn't end up locked up someplace or hurt. Looks like I'm about pumped out. So, thank you for watching. And see you tomorrow, folks. Stay safe out there. It's New Year's Day or New Year's Eve tonight right now. You don't want to get in trouble. See you, folks. Bye.